Okay, so our last section of the entire year is all about circles. So we're going to look at the circumference and area of circles. But the first thing we need to do is go through all of our definitions. So a circle, everyone knows what a circle looks like, but a circle is the set of all points equidistant. Equidistant means it's all the points are the same distance from a given point called the center. Okay, and our symbol for circles is a circle with a dot in the middle. Okay, the center, literally just the center of a circle. Okay, and we name a circle by its center. Okay, so if we have the circle over here, the center is going to be point P. So to name the circle, it would be circle P. Okay, so the diameter is a segment that contains the center of the circle and endpoints on the circle. Endpoints on the circle. So if I had a straight line going from one side to the other and it passed through the center, that's going to be a diameter. So in this one, the diameter is the segment AB. Okay. A radius is just a segment. So it goes from center to a point on the circle. Okay, so here we can have a radius of AP. Okay, congruent circles are circles whose radii, that's our plural for radius, so radii are congruent. Okay. A central angle is an angle whose vertex is at the center of a circle. So an angle whose vertex is at the center of a circle. And you guessed it, a semicircle is just half of a circle. Okay, so if we move to the next page, we have the word circumference. So circumference is literally just the perimeter of a circle or the distance around a circle. Okay, and for pi, it's an irrational number, normally starts at 3.1415, yada, 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 keeps going on forever. Main thing I want you to know about this is we're always going to use our pi key on the calculator. Okay, so I said the number pi is irrational, so you can't write it all out, which is why I have those ellipses at the end. Just keeps going on forever. So our equation for the circumference of a circle, we have they're the same equation, they just have two different variables in them. So our first one is just going to be C equals pi times diameter. Okay, so that diameter is that full line from endpoint to endpoint. Okay, and so the other one we can use is our circumference equals 2 times pi times radius. So if we just have a radius, to get to a diameter, we just multiply that by 2. So if you just have a radius, you can do 2 pi r. Okay. Another thing to note about circles is that all circles are similar. So they all have the same shape. They're all circles. It's just the size that differs. Okay. So area of a circle, our equation for that is going to be area equals pi times r squared. So our radius squared. This is the only equation that we can use for this. So please be mindful of that. So we only have two different problems for this section. So our first one, it gives us that the diameter of this wrestling circle, so this full diameter is 32. So I'm going to write down d equals 32. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is to find the radius, just to know it. So a radius is just diameter divided by 2. So radius is going to be 32 divided by 2, which is going to equal 16. So if we're trying to find the area, because we want to find the area and the circumference, the area is going to be that pi r squared. So in this case, we're going to do pi times 16 squared. We put 16 and square in our calculator. That's going to give us 256. We're going to leave that pi there. We're not going to multiply anything by pi right now. And that's going to leave us with feet squared since it's area squarea. Okay. And our circumference is just the area or the distance around the circle. So our circumference is going to be pi times our diameter, which is 32. So that's going to leave us with 32 pi. And since it's the perimeter of it, it's just going to be feet. Okay. So we have one more. It's the same exact thing. So it gives us that the wrestling circle is 42 feet in a diameter. So our radius is going to be 42 divided by 2, which gives us 21. So our area is going to be pi r, which is 21 squared. So that's going to give us 441 pi. And this is in feet still, so feet squared. And we have our circumference, which is pi times diameter, which is 42. So that's going to give us 42 pi feet as our circumference, or our distance around the circle.